In this video, we're still in lesson 2, but I wanted to focus on the binomial theorem using the Pascal's triangle and what happens when they give you a specific term or a specific coefficient that you're looking for. How do you get that? Now, you could go through the whole process, right? Like we could do an example that we just did. And if they gave me, if they gave me this problem and they said, what's the second term? Well, the second term is negative 144x squared. If they asked for the third coefficient, well, the third coefficient would be 108, no x. Okay, coefficients do not include variables, so keep that in mind. So if they asked for the third term, I would say 108x. If they asked for the third coefficient, I would say just 108. All right, if they gave me this top problem and they said, okay, what's the fourth term? 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 32x. All right, so, but if they ask you for something specific like that, you may not want to do this whole entire process. You may want kind of a shortcut to get you there a little bit faster. All right, so that's what I'm fixing to show you. Now, if the shortcut is overcomplicated for you and you don't like it, then you can always do this and just count like I just showed a second ago. All right, so in this first example, it says, what is the fifth term of this function? All right, well, first of all, I need a triplet. All right, now here I need to figure out what goes in these. So I know this is an x and I know this is a 6, right? But how do I get my exponents? This is where you have to count down. So you have to think, well, where would you be? Like I would start with x to the 8. Right? So I'd be like x to the 8, x to the 7, x to the 6, x to the 5, x to the what? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth term, right? So this would be the fourth power, only because when you count down, that would be the fifth term. So you have to think standard form. It always goes from the largest exponent and trickles down. Now, how do I get this exponent right here? Well, remember what I said in the last video. These exponents always add up to this original exponent. So 4 plus what gives you 8? It just happens to be 4. Okay, it's not always going to be the same number. If this had been a 2, this would be a 6. If this was a 5, this would be a 3. All right, so it has to add up to whatever this original exponent was. Well, now we need to get our Pascal number. All right, so this tells me I go to the 8th row, but I need the fifth term. All right, so I'm going to go to my Pascal, and I need to go to the 8th row, and it's the fifth term. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a 70. So I'm going to come back to my problem. Sorry, I'm doing the best I can with this video. All right, and I'm going to put a 70 here. All right, so then I put that in my calculator. So, okay, calculator, 70, and then 1 to the 4th power, and then 6 to the 4th power. We're going to get a big number, all right? A very big number, right? 90,720. And then x to the what? 4th power. Now remember, that's the term. If they had just asked for the coefficient, then I would not have included x to the 4th power, all right? So in this next example, we have the fourth term, so I need a triplet. I know I'm going to have 3c, and I'm going to have a 4, but I'm going to start with 7, and I need the fourth term. So I have x to the 7, x to the 6, x to the 5, x to the 4. That just happens to be the fourth term. So this would go to the 4th power, and then 4 plus what gives you 7? 3. All right? Now we need our Pascal number. So this tells me go to the 7th row, and I need the 4th term. So I go to the 7th row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a 35. So I'm going to put 35 in that parenthesis. And then put it in my calculator. So 35, 3 to the 4th power, and then 4 to the 3rd power, and I get another big number. All right, so 181,440 c to the 4th power. Now this time they used a different variable, but it still works the same. All right, and then this last example they just want to know the coefficient this time. So we just have to be careful because sometimes we get in the habit of giving the whole term. All right, so I need a triplet. In my triplet, I know I'm going to have a 2x and a minus 3. It's the 6th power, but it's the 5th term. So x to the 6, x to the 5, 4, 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x squared is the 5th term. Well, 2 plus what gives you 6? 4. All right, but now I need my Pascal number. So I'm going to go to the 6th row, and I need the 5th term. So row 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a 15. So come back over here and put a 15 in the parentheses. All right, so now I'm going to put that in my calculator. So I have a 15, a 2 to the 2nd power, and a negative 3 to the 4th power. And I got 4860. Now, it's 4,860x squared, right? But what did they ask for? The coefficient. So really, I just need 4860. All right, and that's it.